December 7th, 1999. My youngest daughter, Heather, and I were driving on our way to the doctor, and we had the right-of-way through a one-way work zone, and were hit head-on by a speeding semi. We live about 45 miles west of Chicago. It was a miracle that we were alive. They rushed Heather to the hospital first. Her little body was destroyed. She had over 400 stitches in her face. Her internal organs were bleeding and lacerated, and she was hanging on by a thread. The doctors gave her very little hope of ever seeing again because she had glass go through the cornea of her eye. God healed that in an instant. She had her tongue. Her tongue was nearly completely severed in the back, a freak thing. The doctors just were amazed that they were able to get it reattached, and they said, you know, this child is going to need years of speech therapy. Within 1 week after the accident, she was speaking and singing perfectly. As soon as the accident happened, my wife called the prayer chain. People began to pray. That is what made the difference. The prayers of God's people. We felt those prayers. They rushed me into the hospital for surgery for crushed hips, and the doctor said there was a 50-50 chance that I'd be paralyzed, and that was only if the worst case scenario did not take place, but it did. So halfway through the surgery, they told my wife to be prepared for Bill to be paralyzed. But God had other plans. And halfway through the next summer, I was able to get up out of the wheelchair, off of the crutches, and back into full-time ministry again. And Heather and I had been dreaming about the possibility of getting back into full-time ministry again. And we said, you know, if we do, let's do an album just worshiping God for the peace that He surrounded us with during those times, the preciousness that He became to us, so close. So when we finished the album, we simply called it Closer. I brought Heather along on a track so you can hear the miracle-working power of God.
Power and majesty, praise to Amen.
Amen. Oh, amen. Amen.